Short answer, yes. Uh, yeah, happens all the time. Uh, more than what most people think as well. I mean, any jail that I've ever spent any sort of time in, I'm talking like over a few months, like 6 months, whatever. Every jail, it's always happened. Every single jail has happened in Aylesbury. These ones that I've been in, I was there when it happened. Aylesbury, Stockton, Chelmsford, Pentonville. They're just four off the top of my head. And there's got to be more. There's probably more. I can't think of. And it would have been happening. 100%, it would have been happening whatever jail I was in. I just wouldn't have known about it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's rife. It's everywhere. And some of them jails happened while I was there more than once. I mean, there was literally two different screws caught on the same wing at the same time because two different geezers' cells got spun, and they found photos of two different screws, like one screw in one cell, one screw in another cell. Obviously, women officers. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, literally spun them at the same time. Bang bang. Found photos that the women officers had been sending them. I mean, that's how rife it is. That's two officers at the same time on the same wing, different landings. That's the only difference. They were different landings. You know what I mean? One was probably on the freeze and one was on the. Oh, I can't remember now. But yeah, um, can you blame them? Can you really blame these people? I mean, the prisoners, cons, they're banged up, so they'd have to, you know, come on, honestly, like a prisoner would rump anything. It's true, isn't it? You know what I mean? The officer or the just a member of staff that works in there, a member of education or whatever, they'd have to be, have a patch over their eye, have a beard, and have one leg for a prisoner to say no. You know what I mean? Uh, and when there's like these young officers that are coming on the landing, some of them are like fresh out of college, mate, 18, 19, they're naive as fuck. I mean, imagine I'm 38. When I was that age, I thought I knew it all, yeah. But you don't know nothing. You're still a kid. You still got a kid's mentality in it. I've still, like I said, I'm 38, and I still act like a kid most of the time. So imagine when you're 21 and you're going to work on a wing like a BCAT local. You know what I mean? They're naive. Some of them are like they're half pretty, but like they're not getting the sort of attention that they're getting in jail, where every single geezer's on them. Yeah, if they are pretty, every single geezer will be looking and pushing a little bit of flirting, not enough to get nicked. You know what I mean? But talking to her different than what they'll talk to a male screw, obviously. And she can't believe she's not used to all that attention, and she might fall for someone. And why not? These are young people. Like, you can't blame these people. You know what I mean? Especially when they're young. You know what I mean? Even when you're that age, you're all over the place still. You know what I mean? And prisoners will exploit it as well. Prisoners will exploit, tell them what they want to hear. But also, there's natural attraction as well. There's two people might just look at each other and find each other attractive. I know of one prisoner that was sleeping with an officer, and he got out and carried it on. I mean, they had kids together and everything. She got caught and got sacked and whatever. But yeah, they had kids, and I don't know, but I'm presuming they're still together now. Like, this was years and years ago. They were together for years and years. Um, yeah, I mean, and it's not actually. What's the charge as well for a prisoner? What's the charge? It's not against the law for a prisoner to sleep with an officer. What's the charge? What power is a prisoner exploiting over that officer? That's like that's one of the charges that an officer could get slung with, isn't it? Oh, you're exploiting your powers, blah blah blah. It might be some rule in jail where it's against, but I don't think it is. I mean, if a prisoner gets caught sleeping with an officer, he gets shipped out to another jail, and like obviously for like security reasons, you know what I mean, in case he's told him anything or passed him anything, so he just gets shipped out. But what's the charge even in jail? Sleeping with an officer? Don't sleep with an officer. Like, or you're going to get a nicking. I mean, what's the charge? It's illegal for an officer. Like, it's illegal by law for an officer not to like sleep with a prisoner. They could get sent to prison and fight, like obviously lose their jobs. But then, yeah, the maximum they can get is losing, like, is an actual charge and going to court. And I'm presuming that'd be normal, wouldn't it? Like, a prisoner probably come down hard on an officer sleeping with a inmate. I mean, and I imagine it's 10 times worse in women's jails. I mean, this is just my own little perverted mind going into overdrive, but most geezers, most even on road, until they get to that age where they settle down and have kids and all that, they'll rump anything. You ain't got to be a prisoner for a geezer to rump anything. And what? And he's in a jail full of women that will eat him alive. I reckon. I'm just guessing. I reckon it must go on all the time in a woman's jail. I mean, I remember there was this one time, I ain't going to name the jail, but officer and an inmate, and it was like, it was a mutual attraction thing. They both, they both fell for each other. And she used to take him off the wing to go and do the laundry at night. He was a cleaner, so he was out at night. She used to take him off the wing to go and do the laundry at night, innit, yeah? And obviously get to the laundry room and like, fuck him, like, basically. But they messed up because they were going like all the time. Whenever she was on, she'd take him to the laundry, yeah? So obviously officers notice these things, innit? And that's so, when they're standing and talking on the railings, officers are probably trained to notice that sort of thing. And snitch on each other. But, yeah, she made the mistake though, because she wasn't signing him out. You're meant to, if you're leaving a wing to another wing, you've got to sign that prisoner out and it say, I'm transferring blah blah to blah blah. She wasn't doing that. She was just taking him over to the laundry and getting jiggy with it. Obviously, it come on time. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of haters. I mean, prisoners know about it. You can imagine prisoners snitching on it, mate. A lot of snitching in jail. A lot of snitching, mate. A lot of jealousy, and it all boils out. It all comes down to jealousy, man. A lot of jealous people, mate. Just put a name in the box. Just put an anonymous name in the box, little complaint box about another prisoner, and the prisoner will probably get moved off the wing. It's an easy way to get rid of someone, isn't it? And you can imagine a lot of people just hating and, oh, he's sleeping with her. But yeah, it all come on top. I know she got sacked. I don't know what happened. Probably got nicked. He just got shipped out. Yeah. Can you blame these people though? Can you honestly blame these people? I mean, sitting here now, out of jail, never going to go back and all that. It's easy for me to say, well, women shouldn't really be allowed in mans and vice versa. Just for that fact, I mean, men will, like, attraction happens. Attraction happens. It don't matter what laws or rules you put in place, or you're a prisoner and you're a free person, you should never do that. It's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to happen. And he says it's an easy fix. Don't mix it. I mean, I can understand sometimes you have like a woman officer that can talk down a male inmate much more than a man, like a man officer. For whatever reason, like women officers can talk. If a geezer's kicking off, he's more likely going to kick off more to another, like a male screw, innit? Carry on the fight or whatever. Then a woman can take him down. Not even sure what that is. I'm not even sure why that is. Because most men have got it in them, like, got that little thing, like, oh, I'm not meant to hit a woman, not meant to do this. So I understand why. Maybe there should just be an age limit or something, or a looks limit. But yeah, I think that age limit would probably be best, because when you're coming straight fresh from college, like their first job, all that attention from geezers is flattering, isn't it? Yeah, but it happens much more than what any of you think. It literally happens all the time in every jail. You'd be shocked if it didn't happen. I mean, there was one jail. This one's just coming to my head. An officer actually got involved with a geezer in jail. He got her addicted to drugs. He was a drug dealer. Got her addicted to drugs. She was running about outside for him, bringing him in parcels and all this shit. But then he got her involved, like intimidating witnesses, and she got done for burglary. And when you see the picture, the mugshot picture of her, she looked like what she was, just a raving gearhead. No wonder it come on top for her. I mean, she must have been coming to work looking after it, like looking decent, like a pretty officer, and just deteriorated, like one of those fucking anti-drug campaign posters, like just deterioration. Like she looked haggard. She was getting on it hard. Yeah, but that's a prisoner using an officer. That's not attraction, is it? But that's always going to happen. There's manipulators on both sides. Yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed that, hit subscribe, and we'll chat tomorrow. Adios.